Here's a helpful relationship tip that my husband and I use. Make up an imaginary person that you, as a couple, blame things on. We blame things on Rick. Hey, honey, Rick forgot to pay that medical bill. Rick is our scapegoat. But you know what's great? Is we don't scapegoat each other because of him. What this does is bring levity and humor to a relationship, which is what we all need, right?
And they say women are better at communicating. Why can't you just remind your husband in a kind way about the bill? They only needed this way of communicating because she kept nagging him whenever they needed to communicate something. So then he'll get triggered. Hey, as long as it works for them and the inner Rick doesn't come out and do something to her, all is good.
I was like 21. I was at this bar, and this is back when I lived in Kentucky. So I was at this bar, and I see this dude that like I saw as my little brother getting into it with some guys. So I step in thinking I'm some big bad gangster. I don't know what the fuck I thought. But I try to fight this dude. And anyway, so we end up like realizing that we both think each other's kind of attractive. So we start flirting or whatever, but we never like hooked up. So at the time he played for U of L's basketball team, and then I moved to Arizona. So we keep in touch, and I came back home for like New Year's or something one year. He picked me up from the airport. I stayed at the dorms that night. We got busy all day the next day. Okay, all day.
No, I didn't cut the video short. I don't know what was the point of that story. I guess the point was that she found someone to tolerate her accent. Congrats if that's the case.
Strategizing femininity with the 80-20 rule. Tip number 1. Make the conversation 20% about yourself and 80% about himself. This is how you get him fascinated with you, because the more curious we become about people, the more curious people become about us. And the more interested we are in people's stories, the more interesting they will think we are.
Yeah, sounds like some horoscope shit. The thing is, girls are pretty boring. They have boring stories and lame jokes. So when guys are on a date, they have to talk about themselves and their experiences just to carry the conversation. If you go on interrogation mode and start asking questions to the girl, the quicker she dries up.
So story time. This gentleman and I matched on Tinder. We started chatting the other day. Then he disappeared. Then he reappeared and actually showed initiative and wanting to go on a date. Set a day, a time, a place. And I said, okay, perfect. Last night, he asked for my Snapchat, which I then told him that Snapchat had had a huge glitch earlier in the week.
Yeah.
So really texting would have been my preferred mode of communication. Gave him my number, also gave him my Snapchat just in case. Didn't hear from him. And then this morning at 11 o'clock, I texted him and said, hey, are we still on? Because you asked for my info and then didn't follow up, so where are we going?
Not much to say. We all know what happened. Now all of TikTok knows what happened. Good job. But why delay the inevitable? Just send him some pics or put more than just your face on your dating profile. There are some guys willing to harpoon a whale instead of just wasting your time and his time.
So I literally went into the bathroom. I was wearing a dress. I went into the bathroom. I took my panties off. I walked over to the couch and I put it in his pocket.
Oh my fucking God. That is so hot. Yeah. I feel like you told me this one time. I
put it into his pocket and then I like whispered in his ear. I was like, I'm not wearing any panties.
I will be stealing that move.
Oh, it's a great move.